Yeah, yeah. I got goose from the left.
From the right, pull up another one to the right. You got hey, hey, hey. Say, fly. Hello, darlings. How are you guys doing? I missed you guys. That was actually Fino. If you haven't heard his new song in a while, you missed it. Go check it out. Welcome back to my kitchen. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today I'm bringing you a recipe that you actually chose by yourself. You watching, follow me on Instagram. Those that do, they actually participated in a poll that I put up yesterday on my Insta stories. So it was between the whole fried fish or my very juicy chicken, and the whole fried fish won. And let me tell you, it was crazy. It was so close. And what warmed my heart, and I just want to say thank you to you guys that participated. Hundreds of people participated, and I was like, oh my God, people are really interested in this. So thank you so much. And the difference between the winning recipe and the losing recipe was 10 votes. It was really close. Today I'm just going to do the whole fried fish, and I'm also going to do like a tomato base for you guys, to put over the fish, give it a little bit more flavor. I mean, it could be spicy if you wanted to, it could be mild, or it could just be like really mellow. Oh my gosh, you know that Nigerian song, mellow, that just popped into my head. Anyways, I've already laid out all the ingredients. The ingredients are actually also going to be listed at the bottom of this video. So if you scroll right down, you're going to see everything. I'm also going to show it to you guys. So for today, I'm going to be using 2 medium-sized fish. You can use any fish of your choice, and this is actually croaker fish. Croaker fish is one of my favorite fishes to fry or to bake, and that's because it holds up really nice, and also because it's very flavorful. You can also use tilapia, and then we also have some fresh thyme leaves, some fresh rosemary leaves. These are optional. If you can't get them, you can still go ahead with the recipe. I have some onions, tomato sauce I was telling you guys about. I have 3 medium-sized tomatoes. I have 1 red chili. If you're like a really spicy type of person, you can use habanero peppers as well. I also have 1 red bell pepper. And then we're gonna fry some plantains to go with the fish. These are the spices that I have for the tomato sauce. The actual measurements are listed below. Yeah. And then these are the spices I'm going to use to spice the fish, and the actual measurements are listed below. So the first thing I'm going to do now is I want to cut this fish. So right now I am just going to make 3 slices across each side of the fish. So you don't want it too deep, and you don't want it too shallow. On the other side, I'm going to try to avoid this slices that I made. So I'm going to make it like, if I'm going to make a slice here, it's going to be like right across like that. The fish doesn't fall apart, because if you cut it here and you cut it here, the fish could easily fall apart. So I'm going to do the same thing. So this is 1, 2, 3. So this fish is already washed with salt, and it's already cleaned. If you look at the inside, it's perfectly cleaned. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here. Now I'm going to cut some onions. I like to take a pan and season my fish in the pan. That way all my spices are kind of like integrated in one spot. So I'm just going to take that, I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put some onions right here. The spices are listed down below. I measured it, and I put the measurement down for you guys. But I do have some paprika. I have 1 Maggi cube. I have some curry. I have some thyme. I have some bay leaves, actually 2 bay leaves. I have some rosemary. They're actually the same. The thyme and the rosemary leaves are actually the same, but these are fresh and these are dried. These have a lot more flavor to them. So I like to use both of them while cooking. So this is like the dry thyme, the dry rosemary, and I also have some freshly minced ginger. I have a little bit of the season it all. I have some powdered garlic, and I have some turmeric powder. So right now what I'm going to do, I wish I had gloves, but good thing that I don't have any pepper here. I'm going to add the pepper, like just sprinkle it on it at the end. But I don't. But it's my fish, so I can work with my hands. It's clean. Maggi. do that. Turn the fish, the bay leaves. Going to break it up here. You see why I like to put it like very localized, so that because if I use the board, the spices will be all over the place. But if I use a small pan, I'll make sure that my fish actually gets all my spices. I'm just gonna put all my spices all together. So now that I have all my spices in, I'm going to use my hands to work in all the spices on the fish. And you can also use your knife to cut, you know, just so that, you know, the fish gets a little bit more flavor on the tail end of the fish. Remember those little cuts we made? I'm gonna make sure that all the flavors get into it. If you're wondering what gave my fish this like nice rich red color, it's my paprika. So what I'm doing with my onions right now is I'm putting it inside the belly of the fish. The rosemary is actually optional, but the first time I actually saw this was in Paris. I had like a whole fish at a restaurant, and then I opened it up, and right inside they put like a whole sprig of rosemary, and it really gives the fish a really nice flavor. So now every time I'm cooking whole fish, I try to put spices like this inside the belly. So this was rosemary, and this is thyme. So right now I'm going to put some salt. I'm also going to put some pepper. And just put a little bit of salt, don't put too much salt. And then the pepper, it's just left at your discretion. There we have it, my darlings. Our fish is perfectly seasoned. Doesn't it look great? It looks absolutely amazing. If I was at home trying to fry some fish, I would have actually marinated this about 2 hours prior. After I'm done with that, I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then I put it in the freezer. But just so that it marinates and, you know, the flavors, everything going. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to cover it, and then we're just going to start on our tomato sauce. And then once I have that going, then I'm going to come back and fry the fish. I'm going to blend my tomato. Then for my red pepper, and these are already washed with salt. So like so, put it in. Take this out. This is what I'm taking out. Seeds. Like that. And I'm also going to do the same for my red chili. Or any type of pepper that you want. Look at that. Very little water. Very little. So put some onions in. This is actually quite good. And then we're going to cover it. And we're going to go to the blender and we're going to blend it. I'm going to put the fire in medium heat. Just going to put a little bit of oil. I'm going to also put some sliced onions. You want your onions to cook a little bit, but at the same time, you do not want it to burn. I don't know if you guys can hear my twins upstairs playing. Yeah. So right now is a good time to add the tomato sauce that we blended. So you can increase the heat, especially if you're nearby and you're going to monitor it so it doesn't burn. That way it cooks faster. So since I'm going to be over here frying the fish, I'm going to just increase it a little bit. Cooking is all about techniques. You know, you can see someone cook something and you try it and you're like, why is mine not like that? You probably use the same ingredients, but you didn't use the same technique. So this technique right here is for frying. It's very important to have the right stuff to put your fish on after you fried it. After frying your fish, you take it out of the oil and you put it on a plate. What's going to happen is the oil from the fish is going to make the fish soggy. It's just going to seep through and settle at the bottom of the plate. It's not going to have that crispy effect that you expected from a fried fish. So what's important to maintain that crispy effect is this. First of all, we're going to use one grilling rail, I guess that's what it's called. I'm not sure what it's called. You can get this from any cooking store. I got mine from Home Goods. Next thing you're going to do is this is a deep pan, not something that's shallow, because you're trying to separate the oil coming from the fish from your actual fish. So you're just going to take this and you're going to put it right on top and see how it fits perfectly. So after I fried my fish, I'm just going to set it on top of this. The oil is going to seep through and seep into the pan separate from my fish. My fish is able to maintain the nice crispy texture that I want my fried fish to have. So let's go fry our fish. I hope this tip was very useful. You can totally tell that this is my favorite pot. I actually use it quite a lot. So while frying your fish, you want a pot, you don't want to use a frying pan. You want a pot that has a little bit of depth to it. So this is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to put the fire in medium low. I'm going to put this much oil. This is actually perfect. A lot of people think when you're frying fish, you're gonna like fill the oil up to here and put the whole fish in, deep fry it. I don't like to do that. So what I do is I'm gonna fry the fish on one side, and then once one side is done, and I'm gonna show you guys how to know that that side is done. I'm gonna flip it over and I'm going to fry the other side. Sliced onions, and I'm going to add some of this. This is my rosemary, fresh rosemary and fresh thyme. Like I said, it's optional. I just want to give the oil a little bit more flavor. So once you see your onions rise up to the top of the oil and it starts to like bubble like that, then it's time for you to add your fish. As you can see, I'm going to place my fish. I'm going to place my fish right in the middle. If you notice, the oil I added was just literally enough to fry half of the fish. While the fish is frying over there, we're going to come back to our tomato. So I'm going to put a little bit of oil, just enough to fry the tomatoes. You can hear it sizzle. Medium low. I'm also going to go ahead right now to add my spices. So these are the spices. Like I said, it's listed below. My Maggi. 1 Maggi. Just going to add a little bit of salt. I'm going to add a little bit of black peppers. It depends on how spicy you want it to be. But this pepper is so spicy. I know it looks like, oh, she didn't even add pepper. Trust me, it's super spicy. And voila, we are done. It's been about 7-8 minutes that the fish has been on one side. This is how you know that it's time to turn your fish to the other side. When you start to see the oil bubble through remember those lines that we made, and you start to see this, you see this white thing coming on the side, and then you start to see oil coming through to the top. And sometimes you see bubbles coming from right here. Then you know that it's time for you to turn your fish. And this is how you're gonna slowly turn your fish over. So if you notice, that side is perfectly fried. Once you start to see bubbles at the other side of your fish, see the oil has come through, and this side, do you see the bubbles coming through? And if the oil was a bit more, you'd also see the bubbles at the top here. So once you see bubbles, then you know that it is time to take out your fish. And the same way, if you see bubbles on the other side and you know, so your fish is perfect. So if you see what's happening now, you can see that the oil from the fish is dripping into the pan. So while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and fry this fish. So while we were frying the fish, I went ahead and fried some plantains that I'm going to serve this with. And then I'm also going to leave this fish here. Come back and I'm going to serve it in like maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Fish, you see my fish? Yes. I'm going to place my fish here. Remember our plantains? I'm going to build like a little tower. If you remember our sauce, I'm going to put that right on top of the fish. Spread it a little bit. Hi, Mommy. And voila, we are done. Okay. Hi everyone, I do hope you enjoyed watching today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And now, before I leave, I want you guys to kind of like see what the fish looks like. So, the skin looks brown, but inside the fish is absolutely perfectly cooked. See that? This is how fried fish is supposed to be. So now let me taste it. Yummy, yummy. So good. Oh my God. I'm telling you guys, This is absolutely delicious. I can't wait for you guys to try it. If you try it, send me pictures, send me videos. Oh my god, it's so good. The sauce, the fit, perfect balance. And remember, if you want the sauce to be like a pepper sauce, you can actually make it really spicy by just adding more pepper. So thank you so much for watching my YouTube channel. It's always a wonderful time when I do this with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy it and you want to see more videos in the future, you know what to do. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you guys again next time. I hope you have a blessed week ahead of you, and I hope you have a fantastic day today. And I do hope that the day you decide to cook this, you absolutely enjoy it, your family enjoys it, your boo enjoys it as well. Alrighty.
I got goons from the left, goons from the right. Pull up on the roads with a bad chica. Emanamuna gada chikwa. Yeah. I got goons from the left, goons from the right. Pull up on the roads with a bad chica. Emanamuna gada chikwa. I'm a pocket looking gigantical. No sales, so I never die. I'm a man, I da chikwa. Emanamuna gada chikwa. But I'm still writing my article. No sleeping on a bicycle.